Just going to go through a few examples on using Codesys. So now we'll just click New Project. Just click the 75880. That one there. Okay. In these examples I'll be using CFC because they're just easier to use when you're first starting. Okay. Right now the first thing we need to do is set the communication parameters. Let's click New, Ethernet TCP/IP, okay. Double click. The IP address of my controller is 192.168.1.50. Make sure that's set before you press OK. Now let's go to the Resources tab, PLC Configuration, double click that. Open that up, right click KBus, click Edit. Just do a scan. It's not possible. I'll just add the cards individually now, so I have the 750-400, the 501, and the 469//. I added an analog input card. I'll have to appear up. That's the one. I added an analog input card so you can see a varying value. I'm just going to go ahead and code these now to X switch 1, X 2, X output, output 2, and I'll just, this analog input we're just going to use it to simulate temperature. It's an integer, so it should be high. Okay, so the first example I'm going to do is create a blinker. To do that, we're going to use the TP function block. So you just type in TP, enter, and so this is just the function block for timer pulse. Alright, so now we need to name this. So we call it TP1. The type is TP. Just click OK. Now the input here. Okay, so before I continue, I'm just going to quickly explain the use of our TP function block and the use of our different other timer function blocks. So we've got three. We've got TP. We've got, which stands for timer pulse, then we've got T on, which is timer on, and we've got T off, which is timer off. So how they work, the difference between them, timer pulse is, you'll have a PT value, which is just a time value. That's when the output, how long the output will stay on for. Timer on will wait for PT to finish, so if this is 1 second, it will wait 1 second and then turn the output on, and the output will stay on. And timer off, after the input is triggered off, then it will wait a certain amount of time and then it will turn the output off. Alright, so now just to demonstrate that, we're going to just put in some inputs. And this, well, we'll leave that one for now. Plus T on 1. Okay. I think it's just easier just to demonstrate just 2 at a time. We'll make it 3 seconds. So for timing or time, just write the denotation is T hash and then just 3 seconds, or you can change this to milliseconds. But 3 seconds is just a bit more clearer to see. And now let's turn output. Output 1 on. And then this is output 2 on. ET is just a variable that you can actually just see what the current time is. So sometimes it's good just to see, so then you can okay, so now I'm changing this to, I'll change this to E2, this time as well. Okay, let's just log into the controller now, run. Okay, so now I'm going to flick switch 1 on. So the output will stay on for 3 seconds and then the output will turn off. So that's just TP, or time of pulse. So I'm turning switch 1 off now. I'll turn switch 2 on now. So that will wait 3 seconds before the output will then turn on. So you can combine various different amounts of timers together to get what you want. I'm just going to move these to timer off now, see how that works. Just break these off. So make sure that you click run after you log into the controller. Alright, so now we'll flick switch 1 on. So it looks like when you turn switch 1 on, the timer off will stay on, and when switch 1 goes off, then the timer will run for 3 seconds, and then it'll turn the output off. It adds in that delay to turn off an output. So now for the blinker, what we're actually going to do is we're going to combine 2 TPs together. So make another TP. Call this TP2, type TP, that's correct. So now what we'll do is we'll link the output of the first TP to the input of the second TP. Like that. And the output of the second TP to the input of the first TP. Now what we do is we negate. So I'm just adding a negation in front of the inputs. So what adding a negation does is it changes its value from true to false, false to true. So at the moment we have no signal coming through here. The negation will make it true, so then the input will be on. PT will be time. I'm just going to set it to 1 second. And I'll just add them to both PTs. So the input will come in. There's no signal initially. Negation will make it true, TP will be on, then it will turn on the output for 1 second before turning off. So we can make this output 1. So then the output will turn on for 1 second, then it will drop off. As it drops off, this will be false, but then the negation will be true. Then this TP will run for 1 second, and then it'll just come back, so it'll be off for 1 second, on for 1 second, and then it'll just have an infinite loop. And we can visually see that when we log into the controller. And when we press run, and we can see it switch on and off at 1 second intervals. You can obviously change the timing to be quicker or slower. But yeah, so this is just the blinker. So there's a few different ways we can make a blinker. So this is just one of the ways we can do it. There's also an inbuilt library that we can use to do the blinker. So it's actually in the util lib. So to add a library file, just go to the resources tab, go to library manager, right click on here, and click additional library. Now if you're unsure where the library file is located, you can just go to the start menu and search and bring up the file location. So the util library is in, just give me 1 second, it's Wago, libraries, then IO, IPC, and then it's the util.lib, there it is. Okay. So when you add a library, it brings up a few different function blocks that you can use, and blink is the one that is an inbuilt blinker. So if I go back to my program, now I can add a new function block and name it blink, and this is now the blink function block. That will, so just call it blink 1, that's fine. So now to enable the blinker, you can have like a switch to turn it on, but we can just make it true for now. So time low, hash. Oh, let's make it a bit quicker this time. So time low is the time off, time high is the time it's on, so you can have it at different times as well. And let's make this output 2. Yep. So now let's just run that. Yep. Online run. You can see that that blinker is a bit quicker now.